This 26 Sports and CCTV high school football presentation is brought to you by Wolverine Power Cooperative and Great Lakes Energy. Your local electric cooperative is looking out for you. And by Munson Healthcare Cadillac Rehab Services.
All right, everybody. The start of the second quarter finds the Bucks heading now towards US 131. They have a first down.
Hey, they've been moving the ball in this drive, and they got a couple first downs. They got a good drive going here.
Nelson's going to get that handoff as he motions through. He's going to pick up quite a few yards here and be just short of the 20.
Yeah, nice block out there by number 9, Lane Rupert. And that's a tough block to make out there in space. And he did a good job keeping his hands off him, but still giving him enough of a block to get quite a bit of yardage.
I think that's number 10, Waylon Ising, with that tackle over there. That's going to get a timeout here.
We've had four officials timeouts tonight, so
I think they're just not quite getting that ball set. Much cooler night here in northern Michigan. Much more seasonal fall night. Right around 50 degrees at kickoff. Nice weather. Elijah Lewis goes in motion. He does not get the handoff as Luke Hill keeps it. He's going to gain about 10 or 12 yards before number 1, which is Devin Davis, brings him down.
Yeah, Luke did a nice job of, it's like a read option, and they're almost in a pistol formation where the guy is actually behind him, gets it, reads it, and he ran right up the middle. First down, Pine River.
Trenton Holmes leading the blocking on that, along with Brian McCurry and Ethan Crisp. The left side of the Pine River line. Out to Elijah Lewis from Luke Hill. He's going to be brought down around the 10-yard line, it looks like. A short gain of about 3 or 4.
Yeah, Dan, that's the same play they tried to run earlier tonight but had a penalty on it. And you get Elijah out in space, and he's a shifty kid. Going to be about 2nd and 6 for Pine River.
Elijah told us in the pregame tonight that he likes getting the ball out there in those empty spaces to show off his speed. And he's right with that. That's a handoff up the middle to Malachi Holmes, number 77. Big tackle right there by Thomas Bloomberg. Malachi's going to get a couple.
Lake City D-line did a good job that time, just kind of staying home and maintaining their gaps. Pine River's got about 3rd and 5. We're probably in 4-down territory. And
if you just joined us, Lake City scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, the second on a big 66-yard pass play to take a 12-0 lead. And since that point, Pine River has been slowly driving down the field. Getting a few first downs, moving those chains, and they're looking to get back in the ball game right now.
Hey, this is a big play coming up here. It's going to be 4th and 2.5 or so for Pine River, and looks like they're sending number 40 in, which is Sasha Huffman.
Sasha Huffman, a tough runner for the Bucks also, shifty kid. He's done a nice job of running throughout his years here at Pine River.
Yep, comes in for Brock Nelson, and Pine River better get going. They don't want to get a penalty here in this stage of the game. Ref's got his hand up, so they're going to call timeout.
Call a timeout, yep. You know, I got to watch middle school football years ago over in Lake City with this group of Pine River kids and playing the Lake City kids. And Sasha Huffman had a couple of nice touchdowns, if I remember correctly, back then.
Yep, and it's... You know, a lot of times those kids that are really good in middle school and Pop Warner and stuff are not the ones on varsity because they've developed so much in the younger grades. But sometimes they're handed the ball as a running back, and you're a running back for life.
Yep. So the Bucks come out of that timeout.
Yep.
Let's see what Coach Terry Martin and the Bucks decide to do.
Yeah, you can't take a penalty there with 4th and 2. Can't be 4th and 7.
And Bucks are going to line up for a field goal. Holding is number 31 right there. That's Jacob Roberts.
Number 81 is the kicker, Adrian Andrus.
Adrian Andrus is a foreign exchange student, supposedly a great soccer player, playing football for his first time ever, and he misses it left. And he's not happy with himself.
No, hey, that was
Nice drive by the Bucks.
Yep.
Ate up over almost 3 minutes of this quarter and quite a bit at the end of the first. Lake City's going to take over deep in their own territory.
Yeah, you know, you're gonna give them the ball back, but it's make them go a long ways to get a score.
We'll see who takes the snap here for Lake City. Matthew Holt started out. James Young's been taking the last handful of snaps. He had that long pass to Jacob Ball last time Lake City had the ball.
You know, Pine River can come away with that as a positive. They marched the ball down. They moved the ball. Unfortunately, didn't come off with any points, but so a missed field goal moves the ball out to the 20-yard line.
And it is Holt back there, and he steps back. He looks over the middle. He found a wide open receiver.
Number 12 was Wyatt Bisball, and he just ran a little slant pattern. And
that's the look we saw a lot of Lake City run up at Manton.
Yep. Pine River's DBs are playing pretty. Their two safeties are playing pretty deep. You know, when they're at 13, 14 yards, there's not much they can do on those little patterns.
So a whole different look for the Lake City offense this time. Pine River lines up with two deep safeties with Lewis and 18 back there.
Here's Zach Noren around the right side. Pretty good tackle there by number.
It's actually 28 back there with Elijah. That's Tyler Signer.
Yep, number 5 made a pretty nice tackle there, Andrew Park. And he doesn't make that tackle.
Good to see the Kasuba brothers up here in the booth today. They're doing a little bit of work for the Pine River coaching staff, Scott and Mark.
Lake City sticking with their double slot formation, and anytime the running back tucks to the quarterback, you know something's probably going to happen right there.
Pine River blitzes on the left side, and they get to Holt, and it is almost intercepted by number 40 right there, Sasha Huffman.
Sasha was looking at the end zone on that before he actually caught it, but Lake City tried a little middle screen pass there, and Sasha was not fooled.
Not sure who blitzed on the far side there for the Bucks. That might have been Malachi Holmes, number 25, that was able to get into Holt's legs on that pass.
Yep, I think you're right, number 25. And Lake City's coming out, and it's 3rd and 5 for them.
It's a handoff up the middle to Noren, and he's broken 2-3 tackles and a fourth. He and Elijah Lewis racing down the field, and Holt is able to stay inbounds. And once again, Lake City with a big play. Do we have a replay of that one, gang?
Yeah, number.
And they don't hear us on replay.
Yeah, he went 61 yards.
Okay. So Elijah Lewis almost able to push him out of bounds at the end of that play. Great job of the camera crew right there.
Yeah, Norris went 61 yards on that, and you know he took a little step back prior to the play and almost like got his shoulders square and took off. He is a fast runner.
18-0 now, 8:06 to go.
Lake City going for 2 here.
Run right up the middle, and that's going to go nowhere again. 64 for the Bucks right there. Josh Shaw with that tackle.
So with 8:06 left in the second quarter, Lake City is going to lead Pine River 18-0.
Oh, and you know what?
Looks like there was a...
Maybe he was knocked out of bounds.
He stepped out.
Yeah, score clock's wrong, or we're wrong up here in the booth. It's still 12-0. So Elijah Lewis was able to knock him out of bounds about the 5-yard line. It's now 2nd and goal for Lake City. Nice job of running right there. Bisball with a touchdown right there. Does a nice job dodging around Trenton Holmes for the Bucks.
Yeah, Gavin Bisball.
Brian McCurry, for the Bucks. And now it's 18-0.
Yeah, Wyatt Bisball is a senior that comes in and takes some of the carries, and he did a good job staying on his feet, getting a 6-yard touchdown. But Yeah, the one official did raise his hands, but he apparently did not see the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, I have to wear my glasses.
So now we'll try again, see if Lake City can get the 2-point conversion here.
Little option around the right side.
To Noren, and he's going to get in, and that time it was James Young again taking that snap. So Lake City's done a little bit of trickery with moving quarterbacks in and around right there, getting a lot of experience from both of them. They now jump out to a 20-point lead, 20-0.
20-0, yep. And that being said, it's been a story of big plays for Lake City. They had a long run on that play, long pass on that one, and Pine River, they kind of have a different offense. They want to pound the football, and they marched the length of the field and came up a couple yards short, but two different styles.
In basketball terminology, they don't want to get in a running game with Lake City here tonight. Lake City's high-powered offense.
Yeah, Noren is a hard runner. You don't see too many like that in high school that can break tackles and are fast and can do about anything on the field.
And kicking off, which he's getting ready to do here. He sent the first three back to 25.
Looks like number 30 is going to kick off.
Sebastian Noren. Yep. First three have gone to Brock Nelson. This one is not going to get there. It's a live ball, and that is not controlled by the Bucks. I'm not sure what we got the signal here. Maybe there was.
Yeah.
28 back there, Tyler Signor.
Yep, Lake City is not cheering over there, so that's kind of a dead giveaway if they are. Hey, 8 minutes left in the first half, and Lake City leads Pine River 20-0. And Pine River had a good drive that last time, so see if they can come out and repeat that and try to punch one in the end zone here before half.
Lane Rupert right at the bottom of your screen, everybody, in front of the stripes. Split wide for the Bucks. Brock Nelson gets nope, that's Luke Hill keeping it. Luke's going to break a couple of tackles and a shoestring tackle right there by number 1. Devin Davis saves a touchdown. The Bucks jump out to near midfield on that play.
Yeah, about a 23-yard play for the Bucks, and that read option for the quarterback, and he made a perfect read. 3 or 4 guys in the linebackers came this way. Luke took it right up the middle.
Luke's dad, Tony, probably saying, yeah, I taught him all that. Tony, a former Pine River student from my first years down at the school here 30 years ago.
There's a drive killer there. We talked about Pine River kind of moving around a little bit, and they got caught for it. So it's going to be 1st and 15 for Pine River after the illegal procedure call. I have a feeling Lake City talked them into that one a little bit. They've been right on the sideline there, but
pretty clean game so far, Jason.
Yep.
Not a lot of penalties.
In high school, I think you could probably find one if you looked hard enough on every play, and that's the thing about high school officiating is the good ones know how much to let go and how much not to.
Brock Nelson catches a pitch this time, and he's not going to get anywhere as number 77 and 54 for Lake City.
Miles McLeod and
Bloomberg.
Thomas Bloomberg come in there. And they were right there for the cutback.
So that'll leave it at 2nd down and 15 now for the Bucks. We'll get a moment here. We'll let everybody know where we're at next week in our broadcasting tour here of Northern Michigan. As the Buck players are looking over to the sidelines, getting signals from Terry Martin as to what play they're going to run. Again, they check down on wrist pads.
Little counter play here.
Lewis with a head of steam right there, and he's going to get almost the first down right there. Good hard running by Elijah Lewis.
Yeah, he's quick coming out of there, and Lake City wasn't fooled too much by it, but Elijah beat him with some speed and got almost back to a manageable down here. So it's 3rd and 5.
So next week we will be back in Cadillac for TC West coming to Cadillac as October rolls into town. And Brethren at Mesick next week, Friday night.
Nice pitch.
Malachi Holmes breaks several tackles and he heads into the end zone for the Bucks TD on a great pitch from quarterback Luke Hill. Did we get a replay of that one? What? Jay, watch how Luke does a great job of keeping that ball till just the last second. Malachi breaks one tackle, two tackles, and then uses his speed to get into the end zone.
Hey, that was a great play for Pine River. You know, they needed that going into the halftime, and they ran it. They ran the option to perfection.
So yeah, it's Pine River trailing now by 2 touchdowns as they get ready to toe the extra point here. And that one is solidly kicked right there. Number 21 for the Bucks again. That's Andrus. Adrian Andrus.
Yeah, he's got a leg on him, man. That went 20 yards over the goalpost. So Pine River comes back and gets a big play of their own with 5:42 left in the second quarter.
We'll see Adrian at halftime, everybody, as he's a foreign exchange student, and they kind of lead the procession here down at Pine River High School of homecoming festivities. So we'll get that coverage for everybody. So don't look away at halftime. We'll be back with some great stuff. 20-7 right now, 5:42 to go. Bucks got what they needed on that drive, Jason.
Yep, big play, and you know the option is a game of assignments for the defense, and it looked like one guy did their assignment, took the quarterback. Nobody was there to take the pitch man, and he did the rest. So great job out of Pine River there, and you know, Dan, if they score on that other drive,
on the other drive, yeah, it's a heck of a ball game right now.
It's a one-score game, and I mean they're 2 yards from it.
Noren back deep for Lake City as number 81. Again, Adrian Andrus to take this kickoff. We saw him get a good solid foot on that point after a few moments ago.
Yeah, Lake City's got, they got their second line up pretty far and just leave Noren back there. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't kick it to him.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. We'll see what Pine River draws up here. They kick it up high. Fair catch signaled right there.
Yep. They're going to throw a penalty there.
Yeah, they got to call that. Elijah Lewis probably didn't see that signal. Nice, smart play by 44 for Lake City. That's Johnny Feller.
Yeah, and it's a definite okay to do. And when you have a pooch kick like that, to call a fair catch, and he did. And I don't know, he only did it once, so I'm not sure if they're going to say it was
right. They're
illegal.
Discussing it right now. They'll see what they do. It wasn't a vicious tackle, anything like that. They may just wave this one off, pick up that flag. We'll see.
Personal foul.
No, they are going to call it. Yep. Which is the right call.
Yep, and really the only thing they could have said was it wasn't a legal fair catch call. He only kind of went up one time, which I think there's a little difference in the rule in high school and college with that. But you know what? Anytime a guy makes a fair catch, they're gonna call it if you hit him.
So Lake City will get the ball at the 49-yard line of Pine River.
Yeah, that's probably what they just didn't want to do. And I don't know, you got a kicker like that. Let's maybe kick it deep.
Noren's going to run to the far side. Lewis chasing him down, and he brings him down after a big gain of about 25, 30 yards right there.
Yeah, it kind of tells you how fast he is when Pine River's Lewis is having trouble keeping up with him.
Looks like Young taking the snaps for this possession again for Lake City as they've kind of altered back and forth between he and Holt.
Matthew Holt, yep.
Matthew Holt.
Well, 5.5 minutes left, and Lake City's marching at the door again, and looks like they're back to their spread offense here. They seem to be more comfortable in that, Dan.
They're very athletic out there. This time it's coming our way.
Ooh, there's a crack.
And we've got a flag on the play right there, as I think we saw an illegal block in there.
You know what, Dan? I'm not sure if it was or not, but I believe that was his own guy that hit him. And I don't know if we can see it on a replay, but his own guy was coming there, and he went flying, and I think...
Well, we do have that. Let's see if we can catch it here.
I think... Watch his own guy come in and hit him right there. So the two guys laying on the ground.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was the block that pushed the Pine River player into the Lake City player on that.
Whatever the case is, Lake City's going to be backed up a little bit here.
Just over 5 minutes to go. 15-yard penalty being marched off against Lake City for an illegal block. They're going to be up at 1st and 15 here.
5 minutes left, and Lake City has got a long ways to go for the first down, but it's first and... Hey, they moved even for the 1st and 20.
James Young taking the snap right here. He's the senior QB for Lake City. He and Matthew Holt have been alternating on this. It's Noren on a little counter. Look at him go. And he's going to break 3-4 tackles and end up in the end zone. I don't see any flags on that play, as we see another big Lake City play right there. Everybody, we'll see if we can get you a replay of that.
Yeah, it's a single person counter play where Noren gets it, goes left, and basically it's designed to cut back right, and he breaks a couple tackles. Pine River's tackling pretty high too. And
yep. And they're running that spread offense. They got a lot of skilled players out wide, so Pine River's got a lot of players out there. Lake City's going to go for 2. They are leading 26-7, just under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. It's that pitch again. Nice job right there. That's that low tackle you were talking about, Elijah Lewis, that time.
And he did not get it, so it is going to be 26-7. And we have 5 minutes left here in the second quarter. But I haven't seen, Lake City has never kicked a field goal or extra point or field goal.
Not in the couple weeks we've watched it.
Yep, they've gone for 2 each time. And I guess if you make half of them and you go for 2 each time, all you gotta do is make half and you're good.
So everybody, we have a student-led team here at Pine River. We've got students taking care of camera work, stuff in the truck, those kinds of things. We got a great partnership going with the Wexford Misaki ISD. And if you're watching and you are interested in joining that group, best bet would be to get a hold of your local high school counselor. They'll get you in touch with who to contact up at the ISD in Cadillac, and you can come do some camera work. You can do some work in the truck, help us out. It's good kind of thing if that's something that may be a career interest for you.
Yeah, and our camera crew tonight is Sean Strachan, Corey Burson, Rain Johnson-Hill, and Kaylee Buck. We're directed by Morris Langworthy, and those guys do a great job all night.
This one is going to be taken about the 20-yard line, 25-yard line by the Bucks. That's Malachi Holmes. He starts up the middle and then kicks left and runs it out over the 40.
Hey, not a bad return by Malachi. And Pine River's going to have plenty of time to get one in before halftime.
1st and 10 for the Bucks. They're down by 19 here, as they have been unable to stop the Lake City offense. It's a high-powered offense we knew coming into this game. Pine Rivers look solid on their last couple of possessions, scoring 1 touchdown and driving deep into Lake City territory before missing a field goal.
Little
Nelson
pistol.
in motion. Oh, we got a fumble.
Looks like the quarterback got back on him.
He couldn't tell if he handed that off to Taylor
Yeah, he
or
actually,
Nelson.
Yeah, he did
Looked
hand
like
it off.
he did. Not sure who that was for Lake City. He got a hand on that, knocked it out. Bucks are going to lose about 4.5, 5 yards.
Written all over it. No, boys. When the Bears turned the ball over several times.
Did you stay up and watch any of the Packer-Bear game last night?
I did a little bit. I had some delays on there.
Yeah, a little bit of lightning delay there in Green Bay last night.
They're smart.
Little pass here.
Oh, ouch.
That's 67 right there on that tackle.
It is 67, and he didn't really have any time to throw it, let alone have anybody to throw it to.
Now Skylar Miller with that nice tackle right there. The Bucks are going to be going back a little bit more with going to bring up a third and about 20 now.
Yeah, this is an area of the field where you just don't want to give them the ball back, and don't make mistakes. Get a couple good plays here and see what you can do. Yeah, you were saying, Dan, Pine River graduated quite a few seniors last year.
They did. Bucks had a nice run in the state playoffs last year, graduated a lot. 5 seniors on this year's team only. So they've had a rough go at getting victories, but both players that we talked to before the game, mentioned that, a big part of high school sports and what they get to do is hang out with the kids.
Yep.
Learn some sportsmanship, team skills, all those kinds of things. And I'm sure Lake City staff doing the same thing with their players.
Yep, and they have. You can tell they have some more players at the skilled position than Pine River does, but that's just one of the things of
Shaw takes a punt here. He sends it long into Lake City territory. It sits kind of dead right about the 42-yard line.
So Lake City will take over. 3 minutes left.
That's an eternity with this Lake City offense,
It is. I'm sure they would like nothing better to put one in before half here, and Pine River has had trouble stopping them.
Once again, we want to remind everybody that at halftime tonight, we will be bringing you the homecoming festivities. So get that bag of chips ready and don't leave. Lake City goes back to their power formation here. Hand it off to Noren. He's not going to get maybe 3-4 yards on that. Number 40, number 54 in there for the Bucks.
Yeah, number 58. Did you say that was Brian
McCurry, 58,
yep.
54, Trenton Holmes, and 40 is Sasha Huffman. Noren able to get about 4 yards on that. Second down and 5.5, 6 yards. You can see number 5, Andrew Park, come out for the Bucks on that play. Not sure who got in for him. Lake City kind of taking their time on the huddle as we're under 2:30 to go.
Yeah, they're not in any sense of urgency here, but they're going to throw the ball.
Pretty good coverage out here for the Bucks. And we got what an amazing catch right there. I think it was going to be a pass interference as the official was reaching for his flag.
That's number 20 out there that made a heck of a catch, Jacob Ball.
Ball, and once again, a huge play from the Lake City offense. Do we got a replay? We'll see it here, everybody.
He's almost triple covered, Dan, and he throws a heck of a ball right over top of one. And number 20, Jacob Ball, makes a great catch and runs afterwards.
You can just see the speed back there of the Lake City receivers as they run past the Buck defenders. Elijah Lewis coming over from center field on that. I think if he'd have looked up at the ball, he might have been able to make a play on that.
Yep, he kind of watched a man too long, didn't turn his head, find the ball.
What a patient job right there. Nice job by James Young as he converts the 2-point conversion to number 12.
So with 2:13 left, it is 34-7, and Lake City leads over Cadillac.
Pine River, yeah.
Pine River.
We're at Cadillac next week, yep. So that was Bisbal on that 2-point catch right there, as Young waited and waited and waited for him to come open.
Let's read a couple sponsors as we wait for the kickoff from Lake City. Cadillac Castings, Wolverine Power Cooperative with Great Lakes Energy, Munson Cadillac Rehab Service, Lake City Materials, Cadillac Tire, Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Rapids, Lake City, and Cadillac, the Walkley Agency, Fox Motors of Cadillac, Godfrey Chevrolet Buick, Pizza Plus, Doug Glass, and if you would like to be part of our sponsorship team to make this possible, the number is 231-577-1844.
Off in the distance, we can see the Pine River Marching Band moving around the field to get ready for the halftime show. Last week we watched them perform their salute to 80s music. We got a quick whistle again. Looks like Lake City offside again on that kickoff.
Yep, they're eager to get down there, which, you coach them to get down, get going, but unfortunately for Lake City, they're a little too eager. Pine River will get the ball back with a couple minutes left, and I believe they have 2 timeouts left that they can work with.
All right, we'll see where this kickoff goes. First 3 or 4 have headed towards Brock Nelson. The last one to Malachi Holmes. This one's going to go over towards a different Buck returner right there, and he's going to find a lot of Lake City.
Yeah, that's one hard thing about catching it in the front line is there's not a lot of blockers in front of you. But he did a good job hanging on the ball, getting some positive yardage.
That would be 28 over there, Tyler Signer with that one for the Bucks. So 2:06 to go. Bucks at the 43-yard line. They need to see what they can do, get back in this ball game here. A nice score before halftime would be a big boost for them. Trenton Holmes, number 54, has been taking the center snaps for the Bucks.
Still going pretty wide on their sets, and they use the whole field.
Elijah Lewis in motion, and he's going to not get the handoff. Luke Hill keeps it. He about fumbles, breaks through the line, gets 12 yards on that.
Hey, good job by Luke, reading the defensive tackle, pulling the ball, and getting some positive yards. First 10 for the Bucks.
Devin Davis ends up making that tackle. Somebody 5 yards before that looked like they got a swipe of Luke Hill's hand and arms, and he was able to control that ball. Nice job, Luke.
Not sure why they're not moving the change. Did they call a timeout?
I think they're going to measure it maybe? I don't know. I think they're talking about having some Pizza Plus after the game.
They're going to call a personal foul. Looks like a shot to the head.
Shot to the head, yeah. I think that's that call.
I didn't see a flag, but he must have thrown it somewhere.
So it's not a Pizza Plus discussion out there by the officiating crew. Sounds good though, Jason. I'm a little hungry tonight.
Yeah, I didn't see that. It must have been near the end of the play, but
that'll be a big play for the Bucks now with 1:58 to go, as they are all the way down to near the Lake City 30-yard line. Luke Hill keeps that one. Lake City swarms him right in there. I think that's number 52 on that tackle. Zane Crittenden from Lake City.
Yeah, Zane does a good job of stepping up and meeting him right in the hole. Sometimes guys wait for him to come to you.
2nd and 9. Hill steps back. He's looking. He finds Rupert just over his head.
So that'll incomplete pass will stop the clock and bring up a 3rd down for Pine River. But yeah, Pine River tried to get a quick one in right there.
The sun has set here in Pine River. 1:29 to go to halftime. Lake City with a 34-7 lead. They've come into this game 5-0 and undefeated, 3-0 in the conference. Pine River's come in at 0-5. We've got a counter this time and a fumble.
It is. Looks like. It does look like Lake City got the ball back. And
67 recovers that for Lake City. Skylar Miller.
That's probably the last thing you want to have happen as Pine River tries to march and stick one in before half, is to give this offense a shot with a minute 23 left in the half.
So Lake City's going to take over. We'll see if this is going to be Holt or Young taking this.
Looks like number 3 is going to be in there. So James Young is in at quarterback, and
counter to Norn, that little
same play he scored on.
Same play he scored on a little while ago.
Yep,
66 right there with a nice tackle for the Bucks.
Yeah, Pine River did a good job of not biting for that. And
Owen Gray's the senior here for the Bucks. Nice tackle, Owen. Lake City hurries out of the huddle, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they still
1
have
minute to go.
Yep, they still have 3 timeouts left, and if they're down in the field of play, they'll probably use one.
That is nicely covered by the Bucks back there. Number 40, Sasha Huffman, right where he needed to be, forcing Young to throw that a little bit high, hoping his receiver could make a play, and they were unable to do it.
I'm not one to second guess the coach, but what you're giving the ball not to Noren on these plays when he scored about 4 times in a row.
Nice look there on camera of the Pine River cheerleaders doing a formation. Quick pitch out to Noren, and he is brought down by several Bucks right there, including number 5, Andrew Park.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th down for Lake City, so Pine River did a good job. That's a tough catch.
Noah Carper out there, not able to make the play, but he forced Noren to cut back inside to the defense. So nice playing right there by Noah Carper.
Looks like they're going to go for it. I don't know.
4th down, it looks like they are. They may just try to eat up as much clock, force.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to run one play, and then if it's down, Pine River could have the ball back.
Yeah, they do a nice job. Pine River doesn't want to call a timeout unless Lake City was unable to do anything with it. Lewis is going to make that interception right there.
Yep, and we got a flag on the play, Dan, back here.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that while the officials sort that out. Elijah Lewis making a nice interception for Pine River.
It's going to be a holding call on Lake City. So
Pine River. Lewis come down with that one right there.
A good interception. You know, Pine River's going to decline the penalty.
Bisbal does a smart job on that too. He realizes Lewis is going to make that play, and he goes from receiver to defensive back. In the blink of an eye, makes that tackle before Lewis can get his wheels going.
Yep. As a quarterback, you're hoping your receiver can change quick and make a play, hopefully knock it down. But so Pine River declined the penalty, and they'll get the ball at their own 22-yard line with 6 seconds left.
I'm watching off to my left here as I can see a lot of the homecoming gala getting ready here. A lot of brightly colored dresses and a bunch of pretty girls wearing them. We'll see all of that at halftime. Luke Hill hands it off up the middle to Brock Nelson. He breaks several tackles, but Lake City's got a lot of guys back. How about that hurdle by Brock Nelson to end the half?
Great
Do we
run.
have one more great replay from our staff?
Yeah, Brock Nelson, he kind of ran around the left side, and nice block there.
Here it comes right here. He does his buck jumping over the fence imitation right here. That one could be on Sports Center right there, Jason. Look like you playing basketball.
The guy on the sideline is what you were saying, right?
So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back real quick with the halftime show at Pine River High School.
All right.
Thank you for watching 26 Sports and CCTV.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.